Well, hello everybody. No, I didn't tell anybody I was going to do this. I'm just going to do a little 050 real quick. Get some of the stuff put away from the last video. Figured I'd just go live again. Spend an hour on the layout and just chit chat with everybody. Well, not much chit chatting because it's kind of hard for me to see everything going on. Fish out of there. Oh, no, I can't leave them in. No, I just have to. Stockman copper and derail before hook. I got a view. Hey, Lone Wolf. At least think that thing popped up. It likes to disappear on me before I get a chance to see it sometimes. We're getting a free roll in the vehicle. Just figured I'm out here anyway. Now my layout is actually 28 inches deep by 78 inches long. It's an N-scale layout. It gives me enough room to do what would be pretty much 5 by 9 in HO. Yeah, I've been working on this thing for 8 years, almost 9 years now. It'll be 9 years come this September. Well, I started it when my daughter was stillborn, as kind of a memory to her. So it's a way I remember her is through my hobby. And a lot of my kids enjoy it, and I figured it would be nice to have something, some sort of memorial for her. Oh, it's okay. You know, it happens. If you've been following my videos and all, I am planning on making a much larger layout that'll be going to shows and malls and stuff like that. And on there, it'll be a tip bucket. So if people want to donate money to the layout and all that, the extra money that I would get from that would actually go to research on Limb-Body Wall Complex, which is what my daughter passed away from. And I figured it's going to be about the best way to do it. It's my cup, and it's my cup of Kool-Aid. Sorry, the wife's on here too. That's no problem. You know, some of us have a lot of extra money, some of us don't. I live on a limited income myself, so I put a Patreon up, and a lot of the other modelers and all I would suggest to do that because it helps pay for the content of our videos if you're a YouTube modeler, and other people get to learn from our stuff. We're just doing a service to all the other modelers that might not have the experience as some of us long timers do, and it's a good idea. Alright, well, I'll be here. I'm going to stay up for another hour while my wife watches her TV show. I should have grabbed my paint. It's in the living room. You're right. I actually had plans on doing a church. I was going to put it back here in this corner, and just never got around to it. Entex makes a nice church. It's about $10. Need to repaint that asphalt though. I missed that one. Wife, why don't you just pop back here and say hi instead of hiding all the way in the living room? How many we got on here now? 3. So who else has showed up besides Lone Wolf and Shell? Hey, Harry. As soon as it's finished, the wife still hasn't finished the backdrop yet. She's been having back problems and all that, so she hasn't been able to sit down and do it. As soon as it's done, it's going up. Wife, you could be back here reading me off comments instead of staying out there in that living room watching your TV show. Oh well, it's the only hour I get a peace and quiet anyways. It's right after the kids go to bed and before you get back here. I know your show's on. Sorry everybody, I do pick on my wife a lot. I love her to death though, so don't get that in wrong. I gotta finish this building. As you can tell by that comment, I'm planning on moving back to Baltimore either as soon as tax return comes in or as soon as the wife's disability kicks in. I'm looking for a camper right now, something that we can all live in for, you know, a couple weeks to a couple months to find a place back home. And we'll be back home in that camper. My hometown is Westminster, Maryland. It's just to the west of Baltimore. Or yeah, that's getting everything done at once. But now just west of Baltimore is Westminster, as 98 Rock likes to call it Westmonster, which is more like it anymore. It's gotten just about like a western portion of Baltimore. But growing up there, it was nothing but farms, and it looked more like this layout than you might think. Matter of fact, I did the paint job for Shell's Motel or Shell's Bed and Breakfast, whichever she figures out she's going to name this thing. It actually looks just like White's bikes on the front end of their building. Same blue, same white. Damn, I just... We've been out here now about 3 years. We come out here to help the wife's mother out when she wasn't doing too good. She passed away 2 years ago on January 1st, and we've just been trying to get the money together to get home ever since. But now that I figured this live thing out, I might actually start doing late night from the layout once a week and just see how everybody likes it. It'll be an hour-long show. Hey, things happen, you know. We come out here to help, and just wasn't enough help. You know, life is like that. Well, I actually named this the Maryland Central. When I was growing up, the Maryland Midland ran the tracks that were originally owned and built by the Maryland Central. They were bought by the Western Maryland, but the Maryland Central started in about 1844 and lasted just past the Civil War in 1871 when they filed for bankruptcy and the Western Maryland took them over. So I just went ahead and resurrected the Maryland Central name and decided to write a backstory about it, but my computer went up that had the backstory on it, so I don't have that anymore, of how they made it through the hard time in the 1870s and actually made it clear on up to modern day railroading. The wife deems her television show more important than just about anything else in this house. That is my wife, by the way, guys. Michelle Gerald, or Michelle Tingy, whichever one she's got now. And yes, I am live off of my iPhone. That's why I'm looking at the phone. Me neither too much. I watch Stargate at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and at 10 o'clock in the 11 o'clock at night. So, well, the news definitely is, because they jump the gun on way too much and don't give you all the information. A lot of TV shows and all out there anymore just ain't worth watching. Yep. If you get Comet TV on regular air TV in your area, it's worth watching. They put it on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then they put on another episode on at 11 o'clock at night. It's either Stargate SG-1 or Stargate Atlantis, and right now they're running a lot of Stargate Atlantis. As a matter of fact, very first episode aired tonight, and I've never seen that one before. My next project I'm going to tackle will be this. Well, I'm probably going to shoot the video tomorrow night, but yeah, you can watch online. It will be of me adding more decals to the locomotives. If you guys could give me 1 second without saying anything, I'll run over here and get what I'm talking about. I hope nobody said anything because there's no way I can see that when I run to the workbench. But I got diesel uh, data. This has the badges for EMD, Alco, locomotives, all that. And it's really fine. But it also tells you where to put them on a locomotive and everything else. And this will be what I'll be walking you through Sunday. If you got a Patreon account, you'll probably see one of my excerpts. Not experts. I'm not an expert at anything. Excerpts on Patreon Wednesday night, right after I do the actual videoing of it. But yeah, that's what's planned on this weekend. Next weekend, I don't have anything actually scheduled yet. I was planning on ordering from modeltrainstuff.com. They recently switched their site. Thank God it was the site, not the prices, or else I might just blow my lid. They changed the site to where I can't access my wish list anymore. So, unfortunately, that means I got to dig through the entire site in order to find what I had saved. Yeah, it's a good place to order from. As a matter of fact, I don't know of any better, really. Some people say Midwest Model Train Show. Yep, MB Klein. They've been doing model trains since 1902. So, I don't really like Train World's website. It's just a little bit too hard to find anything you're looking for. And it gets even worse when you're trying to do their mobile site. And the only thing I have access to anymore is my phone. I'm going to put this back here. Hopefully by this time next year I'll be started on the big layout. Yeah. What I don't like is anymore you gotta pre-order these super high detailed locomotives at outrageous prices, you know, 150, 200 bucks for something with a DCC decoder in it. Or you gotta wait till it comes out to pay regular price for it, and they're gone before you can even get the money together. I just wish that somebody would, you know, bring back the Lifelike locomotives the way that they were made when they were made by Lifelike. Yeah, a matter of fact, hold on one second. I had one of those, and a good friend of mine, Jay Raby, actually sent me a tender for one. No, I don't mean the Proto Series. I mean just the junk Lifelikes. That's all these guys are. Hey, Sparky. This is a tender for a Bachmann 484. This is one that Jay Raby sent me. I gotta put a new coupler and all on it and see if anybody wants that on eBay. Maybe. Unless somebody just really needs one, then I'll be glad to ship one out, you know. I'm not stingy. Also got a slope back tender in there too for something smaller. So Sparky, what are you up to this late at night? I know you're on East Coast time. Oh, by the way, everybody, Sparky's got a new Patreon up. If anybody's got a little bit extra cash to throw his way to help him with his videos, be a big help to the hobby. Yeah, I know. Some people get kind of rough about that. No, man, you shouldn't have took it down. You know, sometimes in life you just gotta let people be a little bit of a pain in the rear end just so that everybody can see them for what they really are. And unfortunately that was a bit rough. You've done great work in this hobby. As a matter of fact, you're helping me out. Don't let what somebody says hurt you. You know, I used to have somebody did that to me while I was in the Army. I got a hold of a couple of 50 caliber rounds and put ballpoint pins inside of them, complete with the lead. And they'd get to arguing with me about my spelling, and I'd pull out that 50 caliber round, pop that thing out, and go, "What do you want me to spell this time?" And I can't type for crap. I can't spell for crap. So it's all in how somebody wants to take it, you know. Grammar Nazis are everywhere. The thing is, I got a big brain. I got a lot of intellect. Just don't know how to spell. Sparky, we've both been doing this long enough. We ought to know better. Well, yeah. Well, you know, to each their own, you know. It's the reason why this hobby's so vast and so great. Um, we all don't have to be an N scale. We all don't have to be an HO scale. There's a lot of guys out there that are running 1-inch scale. Yep. I don't blame you there. As a matter of fact, I don't know how well you can see it. I've got a bit of muscle damage in this arm. And sometimes when I'm holding this arm, it'll just start going crazy on me. And I don't know what it is. So I know all about the shakes. No, it ain't nothing much, you know. It's really depending on which way I actually hold my hand as to how bad the shakes get. I missed Harry's comment. I think he was saying something about the video I'm doing next week. If somebody wants to recopy that and paste it back up there for me, because it's kind of hard to do on a phone. Yep, I've had that happen a lot too. We get older, our bodies just start falling apart on us. Yeah, Sparky does some great videos. He does some great work. I'm not sure what day I'm actually going to go live. And I'm sorry, Lone Wolf, I just lost yours. I don't know, this might be a weekly thing, it might be a monthly thing, I don't know yet. One thing's for sure, I need to get some lights to put in behind there. So that way when I am doing it, I got a backlight from the camera instead of you guys getting grayscale towards the sides of the layout. Man, I wish I wouldn't have missed that other comment. I was busy reading one and that popped up at the same time. Man. Live on a phone has its challenges. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to do a live video that really helps. I think I'm just going to hang out with the camera and you guys, so to speak, if that's the best way to put it. Just let the trains run and just enjoy each other's company. You know, we got 5 in here now. Oh, the wife came back. You're right, I do get it. You do it to get away from you. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sparky does his a great way, you know. Anybody got a question or anything about something, if he has it, he's more than willing to walk over it with you. That's why he's starting his Patreon, is he needs to get more stuff together so that way when you go live, he can actually describe things to you. Me, I'm on an extremely limited income, so I really can't do that. I can't pull out items and talk to you about them because I can't afford them. Well, yeah, I think you gotta pre-record it off of another screen and then do it. I know there's no way possible I could do it with just a phone and broadcasting over Sprint's data services. And yes, I do use Sprint. It's a good cell phone company. It's not an advertisement for them because they don't pay me enough to advertise, but they're a bit pricey. Oh, I just wish I could find something that would let me read the comments as they're going and actually keep them up on screen on live. That would be a help. But if you guys do have any questions about the layout, or you want to see something that I've done in the past and you just want to get a better look at it, let me know. I'll be glad to swing the camera around. Yeah, I need a new laptop, that's for sure. Well, I think there's only a limitation on what you can actually do with a phone too, because the more memory and all you use, the worse it gets. Actually, that's a good question. It's an NCE power cab. I don't have a decoder in either one of these locomotives. How that actually works is, right here's the plug-in face panel. I wired it so that the track leads for the decoder go to this, and then the motor leads from the decoder actually goes to the track through the track bus wiring. So there is a decoder underneath of here, and it's that one decoder. It's a Digitrax DZ126 is actually running my entire layout. I'm trying to get decoders for these little monsters, but they're $30 a piece. So 60 bucks to get them on DCC. So if anybody wants to know if they can run, DC trains on a DCC layout, you can actually hook a decoder up to the track in that manner and run a train for a short distance. I started out with Bachmann GE 44 tonners. I bought 6 of them before I gave up on them. Just burn up every 2 or 3 months. Heck, I had one, I put it on the track first day, it burned up. Rail Pro. Let me see here. I believe I have heard of it, but I just don't know what it does. Is that a track planning program or a decoder program? Oh, yeah, I'm kind of happy with NCE, so I think I'm going to stick with NCE. I'm actually kind of at a loss with what you asked. I'm pretty sure what you're talking about is a decoder program for a computer that hooks into the into the layout. Oh yeah, I actually do speed matching, but I do it the old way. Just turn CVs and run them around together and just see if they close the gap or widen the gap, and then go back and readjust CVs on the fly when they're both running around the layout, and until they just both run together. Then once I have the faster locomotive tuned down, I go ahead and hook them up together. These guys right now are drawbarred connected and MU'd together. I ran a power wire on each side of the locomotive to the other locomotive frame, so each frame is connected. I will. Trust me, I will, but I'm thinking about all the money I'd have to spend to get the USB interface, to get the decoder, to get the program on the computer, to get the drivers on the computer, to get the computer to run the layout. And right now I don't even have a laptop. So it just makes it just that more difficult. I missed what the wife said, and I know she's busy watching TV, so she's probably out there cussing me right now. What river? Oh, you want to see the river on my layout? Okay. Hold on a minute, because I'm not going to be able to talk while I'm doing this. Well, not see what everybody's talking about. Yeah, I got to grab the extension cord too. My river that's been poured with white clear glue. I actually just got brave enough to take the dam off. It's still got to put another couple of fine coats of glue on there. The train gets out of the way. Comes on up to the dam, and I've not completely filled in back here yet. Let me get around here. That whole thing starts with that little spring head coming out of the side of the hill and fills up what's supposed to be about 2 inches deep of water there. Comes on around, and if you're paying careful attention, you'll see my organic switcher hanging out back there, and then it comes right on back around. But yeah, I took a tip from John Allen, and I got me an organic switcher. She just ain't been painted up and numbered yet. But if you watch my videos every now and again, you might get a glimpse of the organic switcher. I don't know how familiar anybody is with John Allen. He was a great modeler of the 1960s. Hey, Jay. But in the 1960s, he did a lot of... She still hasn't finished them yet, Sparky. But in the 1960s, he come up with an organic switcher named Edna, or Emma. And this is, oh, what did I name her? Ina. This is my organic switcher. Yeah, I've heard of Ken Patterson. I haven't had a chance to watch many of his videos yet. He's the guy that does Model Railroad Hobbyist, if I'm not mistaken. Complete perfectionist. Yep. Oh yeah, what's neat this week? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. Yeah, I don't know. I particularly don't care for his style, to be honest. I know I'm not a perfectionist. I was talking about the guy that does Model Railroad Hobbyist. Oh my God, he's a complete perfectionist. Um, I sent him some things. Yeah, I sent him some pictures of my layout and all, and he said, "How do you call yourself a model railroader?" So I've been kind of turned away from him. And the wife wanted me to show you guys the pond, so give me a second and I'll show you the pond. Kind of an aerial view of it. And there's the farmhouse that I built for the IMRO building contest. And of course now I gotta put the camera in a hole to where it's not straight. Sorry if I'm blocking anybody's vision. I'm trying to get the camera back up there right. Good. You going with the Tichy scale models there, or did you find another brand you like? All right. Have a good one, Lone Wolf. Yeah, Tichy makes some pretty good stuff. They're highly detailed. If I'm going to do another scratch build, I'm getting their windows and doors and everything else before I even build it. And I'm planning on doing a lot more of that when the big layout comes around. Well, I know Sparky's watching. I know Jay's watching. I don't know who the other three people are. Yeah, that's all you gotta do, is just delete their comment if they want to be negative. You know, you might have the right to free speech, but you also have the right not to listen to somebody. Well, babe, did the kids get up on the layout again? All my buildings are moved. Ah, yeah. I don't blame you there. I got 2 of them in the house, 5 of them out of the house right now. Hey, yeah. Just, how do I put this? Try not to make your inclines so steep, and you might be able to get more trains up a hill. So if you want to do a Helix J, I'd say go for a 24-inch minimum radius curve and make it big, because you got a lot to climb. You're going to want to climb some pretty big trains pretty fast up it. I know you're Leadfoot Larry, you're going to want to rifle them things right on up that hole. Yeah. Plus, with that video out there, everybody now knows you're now on Patreon. So they can go ahead and jump in over there and get you some money going in. Yeah, well, the bigger the better when it comes to the Helix if you want no troubles with it. But yeah, Sparky, you got to get it out there that you're trying to get that little extra cash to help you out. Yep. The wider the curve, the better. Well, depends on what you're pulling. If you're pulling, like, let's say an N-scale 150 car freight train, you're actually going to want to use about a 30-inch, the same as an HO scale layout. And you're going to want that grade to be cleared down to about 1.2%. In HO scale, you can get away with a lot more going up a steeper grade. One thing, the locomotive's heavier, but your train length is a lot shorter. You got to think, These 4 passenger cars and the 2 switchers in HO scale would be about 6 foot of train. Here it's only 3.5. Yep. Alright, well then you might be in luck. What you do is you sign into Patreon. You got to make your own account too, and you put in your credit card number and who you like to see. Just go to their page. I got a $1 donation, Sparky's minimum, and I told him this last night. Try to go with a $1 donation. A lot of people don't have a lot of extra cash, but they like to see what we're showing. You go for the $1 donation. I've already, anybody that's putting anything in my Patreon, you're getting credit because it's going into credits at the end of my videos. But those donations do add up. The $1 donations do add up. We get to see about 80 cents of it, but it does help. Yep. The only thing that happens is if you don't cancel within the month, if you know you're going to be short, we do refunds, but normally that's after the payment's gone through. It's a monthly reoccurring fee on your credit card bill, so make sure that if you don't have the money, you go ahead and cancel out before the end of that month. It's a Project X. Alright, I missed that one, about half of it. Tried to read it too quick. But basically all Patreon is, it's a service that helps you to donate to people very far away from you. And all of us on YouTube that are doing these models and everything else, we're doing a service. Yep. We're doing a service so that you guys can see our layouts. We're hoping to get more people into the hobby. We're hoping to keep people interested in the hobby that might just be looking at it. And we're hoping to keep old timers that have been in the hobby forever. It's a way for them to get new ideas. I've been in the hobby since I've been 8 years old. I'm now 31, 32 years old. I can't quite remember off the top of my head, but I'm getting too old to remember things like that. That ain't celebrated a birthday in years. But it's a service. And a lot of us do it for free. But some of us just don't have unlimited pockets. Yeah, it might be 32. I don't know. Yeah, it's 32. Boy, I'm getting old. Somebody popped off again. I didn't get a chance to read that one. I'm hoping to, Sparky. Unfortunately, when your live stream is scheduled, my kids are still up and running around the house. So it kind of gets to a juggling matter with my wife's back and the kids. I try to join, but just the time's not all perfect. Hey, Eagle Valley. I try. I do hop in when I can, you know. Okay. Well, if you can't afford it at any point in time, just cancel ahead of time, alright? What time? Sparky goes live tomorrow at, what was it? 7 p.m. Eastern time? $7 p.m. Eastern time is 6 p.m. to me. Yeah, that's 6 p.m. to me because I'm in Central Time. And that's kind of been my problem, is it's a scheduling conflict. If the wife would go to church with the kids on Wednesday night, bingo, I'd be there the whole show. But just ain't had that. And I like to join in. I like to help out fellow modelers with questions and stuff like that. No, I'm not on Eastern Time. I'm on the west side of the Ohio River, though. That's where it switches. And yeah, anything anybody want to talk about, you know, we're just here to hang out. I don't drink as much as I used to, but I can still throw them back when I need to. But that was a question more for Sparky. What beer you want? Oh, awesome. Yeah, I've been looking for something like that too. Me, it's Pabst Blue Ribbon. I can't really see it in the camera there, but that's the Pabst Blue Ribbon beer on the end of my tavern there. Let's see if I can get you in there. So you can tell what kind of beer I actually drink when I drink. I hand painted and freehand painted that beer bottle to look like a Pabst Blue Ribbon bottle. Sad part is that's a crazy mix of buildings right there. Yeah, actually the Atlas track cleaning car and the Timex car are the exact same car. So you can actually buy that. Now Timex makes it, not Atlas anymore. But you can actually buy that track cleaning car and use that. Actually the Timex car is only 50 bucks. Now up in Canada that's probably right around 65. I'm guessing her show's over. And she hid from the camera, ladies and gentlemen. Who's a smart ass? Oh, damn. Dixie, out. Hold on, I gotta wrangle the dog. Out. She's trying to hide, so now I'm stuck way back here. I am $65 for I like to think I'm worth less than that. She snuck out again. No, I've been seeing it on ModelTrainStuff.com. The Timex car is only about that. You can use the vacuum disc on it. And I get lost. But the Timex car is the same as the Atlas track cleaning car. You can use wet fluid in it, you can use it dry, you can use it as a vacuum. So it does 3 different things, just not all at once. It'll also polish your rail heads and everything else. A Sol brand? I don't know if I said that right. SOL brand? Somebody clarified something in the comment section, and I can't see the comment section. Okay, so Sol brand. And here comes the wife sneaking in again. You don't have to crawl on the floor. You can stand up and say hi to people. Oh, that's a fan in the room. It gets awful hot back here. Sparky says hi. Are you going to hide back there so bad you're not even going to say anything? Don't duck us. Well, this is my loving and supreme blanket. Yeah, she was the one in the painting video. Trying to act all camera shy now. You're not a mess. You're a pain in the rear end. Well, don't tell her that. She might think I got ideas. What, Dixie? The damn dog's in the room again. Beat me in the shoulder. I know, the thing is getting kind of unruly. Actually, I don't wear a wedding ring, I believe, like the Amish do, so the beard stays as long as I'm married. If something happens where she drives me crazy enough and I've shaved, you'll know the relationship's over. So hopefully I'll be tripping on the thing by the time I'm 60. What I should shave is this daggone thing back here. Yeah, when you're looking at me, you're looking at a critter. Not allowed to cut my hair, and I'm keeping my beard for principle. Try that again. Maybe we'll get your hand on camera, you trying to slap me. I'm just hoping that while I'm out fishing, nobody mistakes me as Bigfoot. He wasn't waving. If he was waving, I wouldn't have had to duck. Yeah, get up here and say hi. Matter of fact, you can even shield most of yourself with my body. Just stick your head on my shoulder and say hi. Let's see if it happens, because we got about 7 minutes left in this, and it's been an hour. But I'm gonna have to say goodbye because my show's about to come on. Gotta get out here to where the camera can see. I'll tilt it in just a little bit more.
Hi.
There you go, there's Mrs. Heidi. Yeah, it was a good chat. I might do this again next week, I don't know. It's still kind of one of those things where I'm testing it and sticking my feet in the water, you know.
Hi, Sparky.
Oh, I got my own track cleaning car. But I already did a video on that, so you guys will have to check that out by rolling back my videos. Well, we'll have to work that out some other way, Sparky, if you want to try that. Said I do the live chat for him on a Wednesday night.
Oh.
I don't have the money to get anything to show anything. Ah, is that what you're showing tomorrow? CRX? Yeah, I've heard some great things about them and some not so great things about them, but I've not had a chance to try one out myself, so. Oh, that all depends on how much you're willing to spend. This little layout here, I've already sunk about $5,000 into, and that's not including Patreon money or anything else. Oh yeah, haven't heard too much about those. But you can get regular regular train set. You just put it up on a piece of board, put some flock down, and it'll cost you about maybe $300 once all said and done. Lumber and everything included in that. Granted, a lot of my $5,000 was spent in trial and error, so I bet you about, I don't know, maybe $2,000 was money thrown in the trash, and that was for Bachmann locomotives mostly. So trust me, I'm not happy because I don't make a lot of money, and I don't have that kind of money to throw away anymore. Ah, well, I made my own track cleaning car. I don't have the other part to it right now that I can see, but I used this box car, and I took a Bright Boy track cleaner and cut it down to where it fits underneath of it. Put 2 pins in it, and I don't know if you can see the 2 little holes underneath of there, but it just rides in those 2 little holes, and as the train's going around, it pulls this and cleans the track. Does a pretty good job. The other thing that I do is, and you can see the big old can back there, Electro Parts Cleaner from CRC. Spray that onto a paper towel and wipe it across the tracks, and buddy, you won't have to clean your track for a good 2-3 months. I still haven't cleaned the track after I used this. And that was, what was it, babe? I cleaned the track about 2 months ago with it, and I ain't had no problems yet. Several?
Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Super Bowl. That was before the Super Bowl.
No, you did the day of the Super Bowl.
No, I did it before then.
No.
The day of the Super Bowl, I was coming back here doing the wheel sets. Yeah, that was before Christmas. I've not cleaned this track since Christmas with that stuff. Yep. I'm gonna try to get the Sparkies tomorrow. If not, yeah, I'm hoping I can. If I can only pop in for a few minutes, say hi, I'm gonna do it. Oh yeah, Bachmann has some good cars, but their N-scale couplers suck. They're easy make couplers. I want to rip them apart and just beat them with a hammer. They don't made up to nothing, and they like to uncouple from themselves as well as the Microtrains couplers. So I'm trying to get them swapped out to Microtrains as quickly as possible.
What happens when you don't clean the track?
Well, what happens when you don't clean the track is trains don't run.
That's what,
Yeah. If you don't keep your tracks clean, then your trains run erratically, sporadically, or not at all. Meaning that it'll be here, automatically stop, you have to push on it and get it to go again. I don't have any money to donate to you, Sparky. I hate to say that because you've been a big help to me, but I don't. I do hope others do, though. Alright guys, well this is I'll give you a 2-minute warning now. After this, we're going to go ahead and close it out. That'll be hour and 2 minutes. So, there's a 2-minute warning. Any other questions you have, go ahead and pop them up. I'm going to stop the train so that way I can hear you. I'll see you. Yeah, but even the Keep Alive is eventually going to taper off. Yeah, you can run it for about 3, maybe 4 feet on a Keep Alive over a dirty track, but then those capacitors are also going to die, and you're just going to have a train stuck in the middle of nowhere. And let's hope it's not way back there in the back, or else you're really screwed.
You should see it on my screen. It's like watching the bad Japanese movie. You stop talking and the video's still talking.
Yeah, keep your rails clean. The nice part about this, Word Out to Keep Alive, you can actually get them now small enough, Sparky, from N-scale stock to fit an HO scale locomotives right on top of the frame. The nice part about this CRC electromotive cleaner is it actually leaves a slight film that's somewhat tacky on the rails, and it conducts electricity and keeps it conducting electricity. The nice part is the tackiness of it actually keeps traction to your wheels, so it allows your trains to pull more cars. It depends on the space inside the locomotive and what you actually got room for. If you can fit a sound decoder in it, you can fit a Keep Alive in it. Thank you, Eagle Valley. I hope to do this again sometime. I actually enjoyed it myself. Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to look that up. I don't want to say something and be proven wrong. Alright guys, we're down the last 20 seconds now. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. You know, y'all have a good one, and keep them trains a-rolling. There's Thing.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Yep. Bye.